Hello, hello, my lovely Scorpios. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Scorpios, my water signs. I'm like, y'all. The warrior, the village, the dead end, the cave, the mountain, the poet, the nectar, and the flame. Oh, I just feel irritated by limitations to the point where you're just like, you know what? Move. This is not working. You know what I mean? Like, this is not going to be okay. I don't know. You just like, I just feel like there's like that one person whose actions affect everyone else around them in the most negative way possible. And that's what this feels like. And it's like, I don't know, like you just have to like grin and bear it, grin and bear it, grin and bear it. Like, just, I don't know, like I just feel like this restrained irritation where you're like, I am about to lose my shit, but I'm gonna smile and nod and smile and nod and smile and nod. But I get the feeling that something happens that makes you stop smiling and nodding. And that kind of send you on a little bit of a rampage. And it might be something that sometimes when we deal with, I don't know, just incompetencies, I just feel like there are people in this world who struggle with basic competency. And it's like just like basic, like good behavior. And a lot of times I think that comes from a place of, I don't know, I've dealt with a lot of religious people in my life. So that would be my go-to example, but just like people who think, oh, well, because I go to church or because I do this, then I'm without flaw, or my judgment is superior to your judgment because I have religious judgment. You know what I mean? And you just feel like, I don't know. That is just, I feel like on edge, boiling over, ready to punch somebody in their fucking face. But you don't, but restrained. Because sometimes I think like, and it's true for everyone, Scorpios, all of us, like, it's just kind of like we are our own worst enemies. And until we recognize that, we allow for people to trigger us in a way that just like it brings out the worst in us. And that really limits us as people because we feel stuck. And I just think that there's an idea of feeling stuck for so long. Sorry, it's starting to come now. It was taking a minute to get there. I'm just like, I'm really tired today, y'all. I'm super sorry. But the idea of the cave in the mountain is just kind of this, like, when you have to constantly like, just sit back and watch while people, like play out their little stories and their little scenarios where you are just like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, what reality do you live in right now? But also knowing that like you can't argue with stupid. You know what I mean? I think it was Mark Twain who said that, but it's just kind of an idea of like, because they'll argue with you until like kingdom come, but that like nothing will ever be accomplished. There's no engaging in conversation. There's no development of thought or context or story. And random story, random thought, but there was this person, and I literally said to them at one point in time, like, if you don't ever want to change your behavior, your story will always be the same. Somebody who I was doing readings for, and I said, like, I don't feel like I should be doing these readings for you anymore because it's not helpful to you. It's just, I don't know, like it just serves as more of like an ego thing than like a development thing, and like that's just not what I'm about. But I feel like there is a sense here of you dealing with people where you're like, all this is doing is like stroking your ego, but it's not creating any real change. You're still making bad decisions, and you're still like holding people, like, I don't know, like if you're dealing with somebody who is, I don't know, if it's a relationship and like your person is in a new relationship, and now this person has say over everything that's going on in their lives, and you've got kids, and you're like, well, this is affecting the kids, and this is, you know what I mean? Like you're causing so much destruction and like blaming everybody else for like not being supportive. But it's like, supportive of what exactly? And having to pull away from that so that you can become more intimate with your own value, because that's where your strength is. You know what I mean? It's not in trying to fight with these people. It's not with trying to like because all they're doing is dragging you down and keeping you in a cycle, right? And it's like, that's not where your value lies. And so you have to really go within and familiarize yourself with who you are if you want to be able to take that value and utilize it for something that enables you to really find the beauty in all of the darkness. Because for all of the darkness that we experience in life, there are so many lessons to be learned. There's so much development to be had. There's so much growth to experience and understanding to acquire. And I really do feel like nobody gets that like a Scorpio does, because Scorpio is death and rebirth. Scorpio is transformation. Scorpio is taking the nitty gritty and the ugly and turning it into something beautiful. Like finding the life in it all. And I feel like you are finding life again, and you are going in a direction that honors the value that you've become very familiar with. Because there comes a point in time where smiling and nodding just doesn't suffice. I feel as though we've reached that moment. Okay, well, Scorpio, 7 minutes in. Okay, let's see what else we can get for y'all. 5 of Pentacles. The 7 of Wands, the 10 of Swords, the Hanged Man, the 4 of Wands, Hierophant, 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, 3 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. Well, again, this village, these people who want to manipulate, these people who want to, I just feel like stab each other in the back and talk shit, and you know what I mean, and stir drama, and it's just kind of like sitting back and watching it go on for so long that you realize that like that's a them thing, not a you thing. Because I do kind of get this feeling of like having carried a level of responsibility, but seeing that like you can only be responsible for yourself in the end. And if you practice discretion, if you practice discernment, if you make decisions that are going to be beneficial, then I just kind of feel like then you offer an opportunity for others to do the same. Because the sense of independence, I think, is really coming through as a higher knowledge of what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You know what I mean? Like what's good for me is good for everyone. Because if I'm not happy, I'm going to be engaging in this behavior. But I've been so exhausted by this behavior that I've gotten to a point where all I can do is smile and nod until I just walk away. Because the only thing you can do, I think, in this scenario is walk away. And I think that that there's a lot more that you can actually take care of than a bunch of bullshit. It is not my job to tend to your field of shit. When I can tend to a field of poppies. You know what I mean? Oh, shit. Scorps, love y'all so much. Okay. Let's see what else we can get. Three of Cups, Three of Wands. I love that. Page of Cups. Yeah, because again, I just feel like this idea of like, now I've been working on myself and uncovering the value that I offer, you know, staying in my lane, doing my thing. And I think it's paying off for you in a really big way. I think you're able to really just turn things around, change minds, impact, influence, you know, like, I don't know, I just feel like this sense of like, as long as you stay steady in who you are, as long as you stay in your lane, as long as you don't engage and smile and nod, you'll get to a point in time where you're able to just walk away. And that's the healthy thing to do, right? That's the thing to do that enables everybody to like continue on with their lives and not perpetuate trauma, and offers a safe space for people to, you know, like, I feel like return to you in a lot of ways. However that plays out for you. Scorps. Stack. Queen of Swords, King of Cups, High Priestess, Five of Swords, Magician, Strength, and the Knave of Pentacles. You know, I really do kind of get this feeling of just the same story again, like stepping away from these battles, you know, like finding the strength to really, I think, honor your knowing, honor your ability to emotionally detach from a situation, because nobody loves like a Scorpio, but nobody can just cut that shit off like a Scorpio either. You know what I mean? And I feel like there is an idea here of like, you know what, I'm going to need to just go ahead and cut my love off from that, because there's no love to be had there. It's like pouring into a bucket with holes in it, you know, and it's just kind of like finding the strength to reboot, you know, but rebooting with like a sense of power and understanding and intuitiveness. You know, it's like you can't make me question myself. And maybe there has just been the person that you've been dealing with, or the people you've been dealing with have really been wanting you to question yourself, question your direction, question, you know, is that really what you wanted to do? And is that who you really want to be? Or is that a phase? And I feel like you being like, or, you know, another person, you know, however this plays out for you, but it's just kind of like, no, that wasn't it. I'm not going through a phase. I'm just laying down my mask. I'm just exiting the undesirable parts of my life and diving into what brings me balance, you know, like what calls to me. And now I just want to sing this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. But I won't. But that's what it feels like, you know. It's like this, are you sure that's, and here's the thing with Scorpios. Scorpios aren't phasers so much as they are embodiers and transformers, you know what I mean, like shapeshifters. And it's like I can fully embody this persona, you know, but like once I uncover the lack, once I understand the limitations, then I will die and rebirth myself, you know, like I'll go through a sense of transformation so that I can embody that next version of myself, because Scorpio is about growth and development and ambition and change. And, you know, I mean, you can't stop a Scorpio. And you can make them question themselves sometimes for a minute or two, but when they pull back and they really know their worth, they're that much stronger. They're that much less confinable, I guess. You know, it's like you take the fish out of the fish tank and you put it in the pond. You can't put it back in the fish tank. It grew too big. It won't go back. You know, and I just feel like you're starting to outgrow some things in your life, and you can't go back and And there may be people who are trying to get you to question that about yourself. But I get the feeling that you've been working too hard. And once you've undergone transformation, you can't just go back to who you were. And that's real. So Scorpios, if this does resonate with you, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.